If you have the kind of store where eBay categories don't adequately describe what you're selling, especially if you sell unique things or have very specific niches, say your whole store is for model train enthusiasts and you specialize in tracks, controllers, and books about model train stuff, and you want to highlight that. Maybe you'll set up categories for those three things plus other for all that random other train stuff you might have. And it will really help people who are looking for those specific items to zoom in and just see the things they want. If you have the kind of store where you can describe the categories you sell in way better than eBay's automatic categories, you should go ahead and watch the video about setting up store categories and set them up. And then what do you do with them? There's a couple things. One is that in your store, you get a sidebar where people can browse by category. Now, these are the automatic eBay ones, and for my store here, this is actually adequate, and I'm going to leave it this way. But for my imaginary model railroad store, I would much rather have this drill down into types of train tracks, N gauge, O gauge, whatever they are. I'm just pretending I know about model trains. I don't really, so don't hold me to this. How I would go about that would be to go set up my categories, and then in Manage Store, go to Edit Store, and at the bottom, I would choose to display store categories instead of eBay categories in the left navigation bar. Then they would show up instead of the default ones. The other thing you can do with these custom categories is to have them show up on each listing. And now you've probably seen listings like this and kind of wondered how they got that way. How they got that way is that from this Manage My Store page, you choose listing frame. There are actually a lot of things you can do on this weird page, but the one that is key is to choose store header and left navigation category list. And as this preview shows you, now each of your listings will contain your store header and categories to the side. Now, this is a listing, not your entire store. You can then go on to further customize it by removing your store logo. You can add or remove a link for your viewers to favorite your store. You can add or remove the link for signing up for the store newsletter. You can link to sale items. You can include a search box for your store. There are also some canned personal messages you can add, and what's cool about them is that they include HTML links, so you don't have to write those yourself. You can also write your own custom message, and you can include links to certain pages in your store. This is all pretty cool marketing stuff. If you want to go this route, I'm just going to sort of select everything, and then we can see what it looks like. After you've clicked all the things you might want and set this up how you'd like, you might want to just hit apply. You can click preview, but the preview is grossly inaccurate. This is a really old feature on eBay and they haven't updated it. And this preview does not really show what it's going to look like in real life. So do with it as you will. So if you hit apply, to see what it really looks like, you're going to have to go to one of your actual listings. And here's what it really looks like. So my logo, my store name, sign up for our newsletter. I don't really have one. I'm going to take this down in a second. It's actually greeting my customer by name, their username. I have a link to browse my store, the items on sale link that I added, the different category links I added, this general store link, this search bar with an unaligned button. Now, normally my store categories, my custom store categories should appear here on the left sidebar, only I don't have any items assigned to my categories, so they're not showing up. Only categories which have items assigned to them appear, which is a good feature, but I don't have any assigned. So you can't see that, but just imagine there's a list here with links to my custom store categories. So seeing this, decide whether some or all of these features seem like they'd be useful marketing tools for you. And you can go to the Crazy Marketing Tools listing frame page, set this up. Personally, I'm not going to use this. I think it's a little bit cluttered and doesn't do anything for my store, in particular, this store. If I had a different business model and was selling different inventory, it might be a different story. So hope this is helpful. If so, please click the bell icon and the thumbs up icon, and thank you and take care.